Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. No sound? Is there sound now? Can you hear me now? Okay. I had to get set up. Well, this is the way you say goodbye to 2018. This is the way you say goodbye to 2018. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for your patience. I am really hoping that next year these camera issues will be a thing of the past. Thanks to Annie V. Annie V, if you're listening, I love ya. Annie V gifted me a webcam, and I'm still getting everything set up. I have to tell you, if I freeze or if I have data buffer, for those of you that are new here, just hold the phone and I'll be back. I'm in a very rural area. We do not have cable out this way. I'm relying on a phone to do all my streams, and it's been a big issue in my life. So, all that said, this is the 2018 and 2019 Stream-a-thon, and if you look in the description box below, you will see a link to Jean, the musical scrapper, and she has set this all up. There will be YouTubers streaming all day from 5:45, probably more like 6 o'clock until the wee hours of the morning. We're going to welcome in 2019. So, good morning to everybody who's come in. Let me check chat here. Welcome you all. Let's see. Who do we have coming in here? Ray. Good morning, Ray. Tanya. Sherry Lynn. Beth Ann, Terry L. Good morning, TKG. Oh, it's Kimberly. Kimberly. Kimberly Ray, good morning. Oh, you're camping. All right. Hi, Sharon. GR8. Good morning, Button Attic, Aunt Beck. Good morning, Aunt Beck. Beb from Oz. Not me, listening in. Good morning, Nick and Tina. Hi, Nick and Tina. Who else do we have in here? Melody. Good morning, Melody. Zoe. We're all saying good morning. Zoe's code. Hi, Dawn. Jonna. Carrie. A lot of new folks to me. I'm sure that that's because you probably watched the Ustream folks. Last year, Ustream upped the subscription price from free to too much. And so a lot of the people that were streaming on Ustream came over to YouTube. So we get to have them over on YouTube. And so they have been doing stream-a-thons in the past years. Oh, let's see. Who else is in here? Maria. I lost Dee Dee. I lost Dee Dee. Okay. So, what am I going to do today? Well, we're going to have a giveaway. And I want to have these giveaways fairly early, maybe in about 15 minutes or so. Because a lot of the gals have things to do today. People are still working on the 30th. And so I want to have my giveaways fairly early in the stream. If you watched my video, I released my videos about 4 o'clock Central Time. And if you happen to see the video that I released this morning, I'm working on a 2019 card. And this was my sketch. Let me zoom in just a little so you can see it a little better. Hi, Barb. Thank you for sharing it. I was off to a rocky start this morning. I apologize for that. My whole year's been rocky. So we hope to get that fixed in 2019. So this is actually was inspired by our Friday night doodle session, where one of the prompts was to doodle Times Square. And I really like, this is all doodles, but in here I have a ball drop. This was the ball and the 10, 9, 8, and then the people, the crowd watching it. And that's what inspired this card. I have a crowd of people here watching the ball drop, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of 2019. And then I have the colors exploding here, the blue streaks. So what I want to do today, though, is I want to carve. I want to do some stamp carving. And the only thing that I'm going to carve is this crowd of people right in here. So I'm going to get started on that. I hope that this goes fairly fast. I'm going to, and it should, because this is not a difficult design. This is not a difficult design at all. And I'm just going to cut my speedy carve right here. I'm just going to cut off a piece. Right here. And this does not have to be perfect. This is just, I'm just cutting the excess off here. And then I've got a little chunk here that I want to cut off. And right here. So are we all ready to say goodbye to 2018? Boy, I sure am. I sure am. Let's see. I need to still adjust my camera just a little, I believe. There. And maybe zoom in a little for you so you can see a little bit better. Hi, Robin. Good morning. Sherilyn, Beth Ann. Good morning, Beth Ann. I think I've caught most of the others. Dee Dee. Hi, Dee Dee Willingham. Happy New Year's Eve. Dee Dee says, Happy New Year's Eve. Now, I think what I will do on this, I probably have maybe about 2 inches. So I'm going to cut this at 2 inches this way. And this is probably, I could probably cut 1 inch off this way too. I debated what I was going to do today. I thought, well, I could do another snow globe. I've been doing snow globes all in December, but I'm going to be doing snow globes today. However, I'm going to be doing them while I'm watching the other streamers. And I thought, well, I just think I'll carve a stamp. So that's what I'm going to do here. And I'm going to call this my crowd stamp. I think I'm going to make 2 of them. We'll see how fast it goes. I'm not anticipating this to be difficult. So I've got all these little scrappies that I can carve goodies on. I'm going to set those aside. And what I do is I take a piece of scratch paper and I get my carving tools out here. And what I use are the spinel. And I had a question on this morning. Ellen had asked me, what do I use besides the small #1 blade? And I just use generally the scoop blade, which is a little bit larger, and the larger V blade. And of course, I buffered already. I do not get through one stream without buffering 10 times. I really apologize for that. It's just a fact of life on my channel. Oh, it really starting to bother me though. I really want a better setup. And I'm hoping that the addition of webcam will help. And those who are in my channel, who watch me regularly, they know. They put up with me. I love them. They put up with me. All right. So I trace around the side of my media here, just to make sure I have defined the design. And all this is for the crowd of people. It's a very simple design. I just do some upside down U's and circles. That's all I do. Upside down U's and circles. Circles for the head, upside down U's. So, and then I fill it in with circles for the heads behind, because usually that's all you can see. Or when you're in a crowd of people, you generally just see the heads. Sometimes there's hats, and I could put party hats and all that on here because I want this to be a generic stamp. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do a crowd of people. Upside down U, ahead. Upside down U, ahead. And the larger you make them, the closer they are to you. Like these folks are really close to me, and these may be 5 or 10 feet away, and then these fall into the crowd background. So this is going to be my crowd of people stamp. And I'm just going to have it U-shaped in all. All of this area here will be scooped out. And what I do is I come in with my soft lead pencil, and then I shade all this in. Just shade it all in. Just like this. Now, of course, this stamp was a lot more intricate, a lot harder to carve, because I had the clock and the numbers and the stars and all of that. But I'm not going to do that on this. All of this is going to be a crowd of people stamp. And then you could use it for several different things in your art journaling or pick tins or cards. A very easy stamp to carve. And what I'm doing here is just shading this all in with a soft lead pencil, because I'm going to transfer this over to my carving material using a graphite soft lead transfer. And those who watch my channel have seen me do this numerous times. Let's see, let's put another, see if we can't get off over here. A little head looking in there. I might have to readjust that when I start carving it. All right. And just cut this out. Must have tore out 2 sheets there. We only need 1. Okay, let's look at chat. Good time to take a break. Look at chat. Something's addictive, Aunt Beck is saying. Musical. Hi, Jean. Okay, Jean, she's seated at her computer. I think I will order breakfast from Mickey D's and we'll have dishes day. Jean, I was off to a rough start this morning. I had a rough start, and when I finally got started, it was in the portrait mode, and I had to restart. Take a breath. Hi, Darla. Welcome. Newbie Cheryl, welcome. Zoe's in the house. Buttonetic is in the house. Kept hearing a weird drip and couldn't figure out, but it's raining where she is. I have no idea what the weather is like outside. Sherry Lynn says, grabbing tea. Looks great. Yeah, I'm up and going. I'm hoping that 2019 will be the year that I get all these issues resolved on my channel. Kimberly 557, good morning, good morning. Let's see, who else is in the house here? Zoe and Dee Dee and Jean. Hi, Faithful Mess. I call you Faithful Mess. N-E-S-S, but you're Faithful Mess. That's a cute name. Melinda, Joyce, Able to Rejoice, Newbie Cheryl, Darla, Melinda. Yeah, Aunt Beck said when it gets crowded in a chat, she just gives out a general hello. It's sometimes when you drop in the room, 20 people say hello to you, and you feel like you need to say hello to each one back. Mark, good morning, Mark. Darla, Galena Purpleina, how's the little one, Galena? I'll bet she's just growing like a weed, isn't she? Hi, Linda McAllister. Linda comes to a lot of my morning chats. She's from the Netherlands. She's teaching me some Dutch words. I'm not going to risk saying good morgen here. And hello, I got a low down. All right, so let's go on. Let's see. Thank you, Linda, for scrolling that link. That link that Linda scrolled is a link to the Stream-a-thon that Jean put on her blog. And if you want to see everybody who's streaming today and when they're streaming, that's where you go. Oh, let's get out my, or something. I'll just use this. No, I'll use the back of my knife here. And I'm just going to transfer that graphite design onto my carving material. You use generally I use my bone folder, which is over here, bone folder, and you just transfer that graphite design onto your carving material. In a few minutes, I'm going to have one of my contests for, I'm giving away some things here. But I'm going to go ahead and detail this with my pen so that you can see it a little bit better. Let me zoom in just a little bit more here. Beth Ann says, pretty soon my alarm will go off so I can get out of bed and get ready for work. Yeah, some of you still have to work today. So that's why I want to do my giveaway fairly early in my stream so that those of you who come can have a chance for the giveaway. And the way that we do the giveaway here is I go to random.org and I put in a range of numbers, and then I have you choose that from that range of number, and the person that's closest to the first number without going over will win. Now, because I have several prizes to give away, it gives a sequence of numbers. And so the first 5 will be winners, and we're kind of going to have to kind of step through that. I have 5 TNs from Shannon Green's Custom Keepers. I had gotten them, when I hit the 6,000 subscriber mark. And I was going to have a contest, and I never got it done. And so then I said, well, I'll promote my community board. Well, I never got that done either. So now seems like a perfect time to give them away. So just let me hurry and shade these in and we'll have our giveaway, because I know there are several of you who need to go to work. And I generally know on these bodies where I'm going, what I'm going to leave. This is a fairly easy stamp to carve. This is not a difficult stamp. That's why I'm thinking I can get 2 of them done here. And I really thank you all for coming this morning. I am looking forward to streaming all day long with everybody. I'm going to be painting envelopes while I'm watching the streams today. Painting some snow globe envelopes for some folks that I'm going to give them, send them off to. Okay, let's go ahead. Let me zoom out again. Let me zoom out. And let's go ahead and do some of the giveaways here. Let's start out with the TNs, the Traveler's Notebooks. These are custom keepers from Shannon Green. I've got 5 of them away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they look like they have big numbers on them. Now, these are very easy to paint or to alter. She's included the instructions of how to unthread and rethread this if you want to alter it. But they're Midori style, and the inserts fit into here. Now, there are several videos out on the internet of how to create the inserts, but I will say Tanya McGuire. Tanya, if you're still in here and want to scroll the link to your how you made the inserts for the TNs, you can certainly do that. So what I do is I pick a range. Now, there are 67 in here. Oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever had 67 people in chat. I don't know how some of you do it. Dee Dee, I watch Dee Dee, and she gets like 200 people in her chat. I'm going, I can't keep up with 30. How does she keep up with 200 people in her chat? So 67. Let's pick a range between 1 and 150, but don't scroll anything yet till I say go. What I'll do is, and I'm going to have help with this, because especially the gals who watch my stream on a regular basis know that when we have these contests, I need help choosing the winners to see who's the closest without going over. So what I do is I go to random.org, and I do that on my phone here where you can see it. And let's see, where's my Chrome? I should be there. It's a little bit slower because this is an old phone. Oh, I was looking at New Year hats. Let's go to random.org. Here we go. And I said it, let's see, the number, I'm going to have to reset the number. This is from the last contest between 1 and 150. Don't say anything till I say go. All right. All right. Go. and the person who is now, I haven't hit the sequence yet. I won't do that until I'll give you all some time. Lose data connection. My YouTube app is still going. So somehow it loses the data connection off in internet space, but my YouTube app is still going, and all I have to do is hit the resume, and I still see all the numbers and everything. So if I lose the data connection while this contest is going, hold the phone and I'll be right back. Yes, Tanya says only choose one number. If you've already chosen more than one number, it will only be your first number that applies. And it's the number that is the closest to the top number without going over. And then after we determine that one, I get a sequence of number, and we're going to take the first 5 numbers. The person that will win the second one will be the person that's closest to the second number without going over. And I'm hoping we can figure that out pretty fast. And here's the thing. I need you, if you win, I have my contact information in the description box below. If you scroll way to the bottom of my description box, I have to have your snail mail address. If I don't get your snail mail address, I can't mail you the winning prize. But I also have my contact information here. You can contact me at Meridell Abrams on Facebook or TheMeriAtelier at gmail.com. If you can't see this, or if you've looked at this and you know, found out that you're a winner but can't, you know, forgot where all this was later on, you can always go to my description box in any of my videos for in the past year at least. And my contact information is in there. So are we done? Are we done scrolling? Numbers? Between 1 and 150. All right, I'm going to count down. I'm going to count down from 20. And if you haven't scrolled a number yet, go ahead and scroll your number. I'm going to kind of give you some time for lag time here. So 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, hi Picola, 15, 14, 13, 12. Anybody is free to play. If you're international, you can still play. I will mail these internationally. I don't think it will take too much to mail something like this international. What was I on? 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So between 1 and 150, stop, no more numbers. Yeah, it's hazelnut coffee. Believe it or not, I was awake at 4. I just didn't get my camera awake at 5:45. It was, you know, whenever you do something special, you can just count on something going wrong. Okay, Heather, you're kind of late, but we'll count Heather's too. Stop, no more numbers. Let me get this. All right, I'm going to go here, and we're going to hit Get Sequence. And the first 5 numbers are 133. We're going to choose that one first. And then 138 is the second. 72. Boy, they're really high numbers, aren't they? 140 and 120. So who's close to 133 and over? I might have to go back to my chat here to find it. You can tell I've got an old phone. Come on, YouTube. All right. I've got to sit back down again. Closest to 133 without going over. We had a lot of low numbers. My scroll stopped at Zoe. Let's see. Was Zoe the first one? All right. Musical Scrapper, was she the first one? 33. 33, 27, 84. Arlene had 84. That's a pretty high number. I think it was Arlene. Would you all agree that it was Arlene? Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to, here's the thing. I'm not used to this scrolling so fast. We've got 80 people in here. Scroll went off the screen. These are the numbers: 133, 138, 72, 140, and 120. I'm not used to this scroll going off of the screen. We are going to have to, I'm going to have to wait till chat processes, and then I'll pick the winners. I think that's what we're going to have to do, because I have never had my scroll go so fast that it scrolled off the screen for me. I've never had that happen to me. So, hey, you're going to have to be patient with this. These are only TNs. They are, you know, hey, it's just a fun giveaway. But the chat will be out there. And I can see some of you are saying Joan had 119. Yeah, let me go back. Let's wait till chat processes. You can all see the chat. If you don't trust my call on it, you can all verify it. And I'll go back after chat processes and everything after it's over, and we'll pick the winners. I had that happen to me. Ah, goodbye 2018. I'm done with you. I'm going to do the... I also have a giveaway for some of these glue books that I made. I made this from a Dirty Dozen. And I'm going to give those away later on in the stream. They're just very simple glue books. The covers were done. Well, it wasn't a Dirty Dozen. It was a Pick 10. We had a Pick 10. And this is from the cover from of it. I got 3 of them. And then these are just white papers in there. It's cardstock. And there's enough for, I think there's 32 pages here. If you count front and back, there's 8 sheets. So I'm going to have a giveaway for 3 of those, but I'm going to do that later in the stream. Now let's go back to my carving. Oh, dear me. Let's move this over a little. And I'm hoping to get this card, because I also want to do a giveaway here, but I'm a little bit wary. I've never had so many people in my chat. That's a new experience for me. I've never had so many people in my chat. I think I can use this big one. I've never had so many people in my chat that it scrolled off the screen when I did a contest. That is a new experience for Meri Abrams. So we'll go back. I'll go back after the chat processes, and I'll pick the winners. What a way to end the year! Now, see, I'm going to scoop this entire thing out. One thing when I carve my stamps, one of the first things that I like to do, especially on a stamp like this, is I go around the edge here and I smooth out the edges. It's just a little bit easier to carve to the edge when it's not a blunt edge, at least for me. So how are you all saying? I know you're welcoming 2019. How are you saying goodbye to 2018? Are you saying good riddance? Or are you saying, oh, it was a good year? Think over some of the good things that happened, some of the not so fun things that just as soon say goodbye to, like buffering, not getting off to a good start. I had both good and bad things happen to me this year, more good than bad. I'll tell you, one of the best things that happened to me this year is all of you here on YouTube. I can't tell you how much this community means to me and how patient you all have been with my streaming. I can't tell you. And then I get wonderful happy mail, such encouraging, very encouraging happy mail. And just, I would count that high up on the good things that have happened to me in 2018. And I'm not even going to dwell on the not so good things. Well, we'll just say goodbye to them. We'll just say goodbye to them. And hopefully they won't show up again in 2019. Now, see, I can carve all of this negative space out here with, this is a scoop blade. And it's a very rounded blade, and it's fairly wide. And you can just get in here and you can carve out all this negative space. And I could cut this entire piece out. I generally don't do that because I like the square shape. When I'm stamping, I like to get a hold of it rather than getting hold of an irregular shape. So I do not generally cut out the shape of my stamp. I leave it as a rectangle. Sometimes I'm working on a piece I might, but I can't think of a piece that I really have carved out. I don't mount my stamps on a block. I just generally use a mixed media style and stamp them like that. I'm not a professional stamper. I don't make a lot of cards professionally or anything like that. I just do this for my own fun. For my own fun. Everything on my channel is for my fun. I know I'll get this one stamp carved out. Wow. That experience with that contest was a new experience for me. I've never had a contest with the numbers where they scrolled off the screen for me. I've never had that happen to me. Completely blew my mind. Gonna have to think of a different way to approach that. I guess the best way to approach something like that would be to have the mods watch the numbers and call it for me and rely on their call. I don't know. I have to think of a different way to approach that. But I've never had that problem because I've never had 80 people in chat. Now, I'm just going to carve around all these little heads here and around these bodies. So I'm going to start by carving out, and I'm using my larger V blade. Generally, if I'm doing an intricate design like I did on that card, in my video this morning, I'll use my smaller V blade to define it. But I think that I can go with the larger one on this. And then I'm just carving out and around. Now the heads are circles. And generally, if you want a perfect circle, well, that takes a lot of practice. But when I do my circle, I just kind of, I turn my media, not my blade. I hold my blade still, and then I just turn my media. My carving material. So Dee Dee Willingham is up after me. I'm not sure what she has planned, but I think she is planning on giving away some tin inserts, traveler's inserts. If she's still in here, she can... Cheryl says, going to say it now, Meri. Happy New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year to you all. Happy New Year. I'm not following chat while I'm carving here. I'll pick up chat later after I have this carved out. And I will say, for those of you who attend my chats, sometimes I notice with poor Debbie Epps was in my chat stream Friday night. I felt so bad. We did a one. Dee Dee Willingham inspires Mary Abrams to no end. Society of Idea Collectors, list making. I'm generally not a list maker, and but she has got me started making with the Society of Idea Collectors lists. And we did a list in my stream on Friday night of things you would do with a blank sheet of paper. Oh my goodness, that was fun. But poor Debbie Epps, when I'm streaming, especially when everybody's giving suggestions and ideas and things like that, I don't catch them all. I do not catch them all because I'm writing and I'm trying to follow what's going on. And I went through my chat. I always look at my chat replay. So if I miss saying hello to you, I do notice ideas and suggestions when I watch my chat replay that I miss completely during the chat itself. But poor Debbie, she came in and she said hello to me. I didn't even see it. And then when we were doing the list, she gave several good suggestions, or the same thing over and over and over. I completely missed it. Completely missed it. I thought, poor Debbie, she probably thinks that I don't like her or something. And it's just that when you're trying to do a project, or you're making your list, or you're trying to watch everything that's scrolling by, you're going to miss things. And just like now, I can't do my carving and watch chat at the same time. I can do several things at the same time, but I generally don't do my art and watch chat. I'm going to carve these down a little. Get this. Let's see, it's 6:42. Well, not quite 6:42. My clock here is a little bit fast. I need to watch my time. Let's see. I need to watch my time here. What time is it? Because I go from 6:39. What, do I have like a few minutes left here? About 5 minutes left in here, 7:45, 8:45. I think I've only got a few minutes left here in chat. I thought I'd get this carved this morning, but I guess getting started late threw me off. I've got another hour. I'm still off. I've got another hour. See, I'm worried about things. I got another hour. We'll get this carved. Oh. I think I'm just kind of uptight about this. You know, when I want things to go good, when I want things to go well, they don't. So I just need to relax a little and we'll get this done. I'm a little bit thrown this morning. Go all day. Tells Meri to sip her coffee. Oh, thank you, Dee Dee. My coffee. Did you hear me gulp? Did you hear me gulp? Oops, I'm going to go back to my... All right. Let's see. I got to do this head better. Am I up too close for you guys? Or should I zoom out a little? Or is this okay? Is it too close? Hi, Lynn. I'm kind of trying to glance over to my phone, but I won't see a lot of chat till after the stream is over. I'll go back and look at my replay. So chat among yourselves while I'm carving this out. Good thing I have another hour. I am looking forward to the Stream-a-thon today. I am looking forward to attending all the different streams. Now on Ustream, you think I have trouble with YouTube? Ustream was even worse for me to watch. I was lucky if I could catch Dee Dee on Ustream. So I'm really glad that all the Ustream gals come out. Well, I say gals, it's not just gals. I'm glad all the Ustream folks who came over to YouTube, I was really glad to see them because now I get to watch them. And I don't have all this data connection issue when I'm not streaming. When I'm just watching videos, I can watch videos all day with no loss of data connection. So which makes me think that the YouTube app, I stream using the YouTube app on my phone, which makes me think that it does not play well with mobile. So I kind of blame the phone situation for my buffering. I also kind of blame YouTube because I know with other applications and other areas that I don't have a problem. So, but with the addition of a webcam, I'm hoping that will solve all this buffering and loss of data connection issue that I have. So I'm carving out heads. Really, all this crowd of people is just upside down U's and little circles. That's all it is. It's very easy to create. It takes some time to carve this out, but it's not such an intricate design that it cannot be done by somebody who's just starting to carve. I would give this to, well, not a... I would give it to a beginning carver, depending on their age. You know, a high school or even junior high, I think, could carve something like this. I don't... And of course, if you're just starting to carve, like I said, this is just upside down U's and circles. And this whole area in here is negative space, so it all gets carved out. I'm going to go over here and do some more of the heads. So, some of the good things that have happened in 2018, I have to tell you, the Happy Mail. The Happy Mail, I count that as a good thing. Cards and well wishes. And at Christmas here, just last week, I took some time off. And I really didn't tell anybody that I was going to take time off. And I'm gone for a couple days, and you guys, where are you, Meri? Are you okay, Meri? And I'm going, wow, you know, that does my heart good. Just knowing that I missed if I'm not online. And I don't claim to be a professional artist or anything like that. I don't sell my art. I'm not in a business. I'm just here doing YouTube for fun. And it just does my heart good to know that you all watch my streams and that you all watch my videos. I wouldn't say that I'm a really fast-growing channel. I call my channel a turtle channel. I just keep plugging along. And for anybody who's starting new, I would advise them, if you don't see the growth that you want right away, just keep doing your videos. People will find you. I like to promote the new channels, the newer channels. You're welcome to come into my chats and tell people that you're just getting a start. Ask them to click on your 3 little dots and check out your channel. If I were a huge, big channel, like if I had millions of subscribers, one of the things that I would want to do would be to point the way for the smaller channels. Because I'm not in it for business. I'm not in it for I'm retired. I'm not in it for the money. And that's what the Happy Mail just touches my heart, because I get so many nice things in Happy Mail. And I love it when you guys send me cards and ATCs, and I love the little art too. I love the express. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. I had to restart. Thank you all for putting up with me. Let me talk about that. If you're just getting a start on YouTube, doing videos or streaming, and you think you don't have the stuff to do it, don't let that stop you. Use what you have. Use what you have. It may not be perfect, like my setup is not perfect. I'm far from perfect. But if I waited till I had everything perfect to do anything, I'd never get anything done. And look, Arlene says, not a problem, Meri. Hi, Dusty. Good morning. I find that the people who watch my channel are so patient with my imperfect setup. And if you go back and watch my first videos, they're horrible. They're horrible. But here's the thing. Don't let horrible stop you. Just keep going. Just keep striving at what you're doing. And not only with making videos, with art. If you're drawing or you're making some art and you think, oh, I'm not an artist, I'm not going to do this, but you still have the desire to make art, don't let imperfection stop you from doing what you want to do. Don't let it stop you, because the more you try things, the more you work things out, the better it gets. The better you get, the more you learn. And that applies to anything in life, not just making videos. But if I waited till I had the perfect camera, till I had the perfect data connection, I wouldn't get to know you guys. I'd never get anything done. I wouldn't, you know. So I have to deal with it, and you have to deal with it, me losing my data connection, but I'd take it over nothing. If I had the choice between an imperfect data connection and not streaming, and an imperfect data connection and streaming, I would take the imperfect data connection. Do not wait till you're perfect to do something, because you'll never be perfect. Or until you have such and such equipment or something like that. When I first started, I had a little teeny Motorola phone. Little teeny Motorola phone that probably, I was probably lucky if I got 720 on it. The quality at 720. And I didn't know what I was doing. But I learned, and I'm still learning. My next thing to learn is how to get that Logitech webcam set up. That's going to be my 2019, hopefully a good thing that'll happen in 2019. I'm just about done carving here. I'm just about ready to do the first impression of this crowd stamp. Now, I was away this morning, but after seeing what happened with my giveaway, I think I'm going to hold this for a giveaway on Friday night. You can watch me carve it here, and if you want a chance to win it, show up in my Friday night stream. This coming Friday, I stream at 4:30 in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays. 4:30 Central Time, and 7:30 p.m. on Friday nights. I think I'm ready to do, well, I got a little more carving in here to do yet. And in a minute, I'll catch up with some chat. Welcome to everybody who's come in. Dee Dee Willingham streams next. She's a pro. Let me tell you, you won't be disappointed when you go to Dee Dee's chat, Dee Dee's stream. And then there's a schedule in my description box below of everybody else who's streaming today. And let's give a special thank you to Jean, the musical scrapper. She set this entire thing up. This is the first time that I've done a stream-a-thon. And I was really touched that she asked if I wanted to participate. I really appreciate it. Now, for some reason, this in here is giving me some grief. Carving out my heads. Might have to get in here and get some of this in between in here. And I'm just using these very basic carving tools from Speedball. This is the larger V blade. I don't know if it has a size to it. It's a step up from the one. And I'm using the number 1 V blade, which is the tiny one, and the scoop blade. Now there's also a knife blade, and then I think there's a smaller scoop blade. There's this, comes with a set of 5 when you buy them in a set. Well, let's see. How do you think this will carve out? Got a kind of maybe a hat on this guy. There. Let's stamp this off. Let's stamp it off. But before I do that, I want to catch up with you guys. See what's going on in chat. What are y'all talking about? Hi. Did Janet come in? Hi, Janet. Welcome, Janet. Everybody's saying good morning to Janet. And Linda McAllister and Aunt Beck and Bev. Official countdown, just starting it. Oh, Bev from Oz. Bev is Australia. Let me zoom out a little now that I'm done carving. Let's zoom out a little here. Whoops, give you a ride. Give you a ride. Countdown is starting in Australia. Count it down, Bev. Oh, she's probably watching. Happy New Year to Australia. Happy New Year. Woohoo. You know, I don't know if the bubbles, let's see if I can do the bubbles. Let's see. Can I do the bubbles here? No, I think they took those. I think when I switched my phone, I don't get the bubbles anymore. I used to be able to do bubbles in my chat. It was kind of like an overlay. And the first time it happened, I hit it accidentally. And I'm going, where are all these bubbles coming from? Happy New Year to Australia. 2019 is coming. It's coming. Happy New Year. Oh, I can't wait till 12 o'clock tonight. Hi, Emily. Happy New Year. 80 Dolls in the house. Hi, 80 Doll. Barb W, coloring and crafting. Linda says she's got 10 hours to go. Oh, well, if you've got 10 hours, we must have 12 hours or so. More than 12. Well, about 12 hours. Cheryl says, going to need some naps. Well, I'm kind of getting fired up now. At 4 o'clock, I wasn't totally awake. And Dee Dee says, take some coffee, Meri. Have some coffee, Meri. Yum. Hazelnut. Hazelnut. Mark says, I can't wait. We'll be starting the new year doing life book. Oh, you're going to do the life book. All right, Mark. You're going to have to keep us posted of what you think of it. I've never done the life book. I've always done the, the challenges, 52-week challenges and things like that. I can't keep up with all the challenges. 16 hours, Aunt Beck says. Thanks, Aunt Beck, for figuring that out for me. Oh, Debbie says it's 5 a.m. where she's at. I may not nod off today. I might have to take a little nap, but I'm going to be watching the streams all day today. Nick and Tina is in the house. Gloria Smith says she's doing life book too. I missed a lot of chat. I'm not going to scroll back. I'm just going to follow what you guys are saying now. So if you want to catch my attention, now's the time while I'm watching. Robin Loves Reading is in the house. Fireworks. Need to check the pups. Oh, all the animals with the fire books. Life book
book is like an art journaling class. And isn't that the one that's offered by Willowing? Is that Willowings? You guys have to fill me in because I've kind of lost track of everything. I really don't do paid for classes because I'd rather buy art supplies. Most of my money that what I have when I spend for art goes for things like Speedy Carve and tools and stuff like that. I don't think I've done an art class since I was in college. Sharon says, I finished my pick 10 for New Year's and I need to post. Yeah, Sharon. Hi, Gilly. Good morning, Gilly. Gilly, your envelope is on the way. Have you received it yet? It has a way to go. I'm kind of worried about some of my envelopes finding their new homes. And Linda McAllister, if you're in the house, whoops, I knocked over my paint. If you're in the house, Linda McAllister, you let me know what you want to see in a snow globe, because I'm going to do an envelope for you, but I'm not going to send it. I'm going to put it in another envelope when I send it to you, because sometimes I think those envelopes get lost in the mail on purpose. Aunt Beck says she's stalking the mail person. Aunt Beck, if yours does not find you, I'll do another one for you. I'm kind of worried about them. Stephanie, Leather and Jade, says she hasn't received hers yet either. Now, Mark has got his, and Dee Dee's got hers. Sue's won the little Charlie Brown Christmas tree one. She said she got hers. So Janet's got hers. So some of them are finding. Yeah, message me, Linda, so that I know what you want. I'm going to be doing one for Ruth and Anne. I want to do one for Annie V, but I need to know what she likes. I haven't messaged her yet. At least I can do is do a little art for the webcam. Hi, Jerry. Jerry at Recycle Parts for Art. Good morning. Jerry said, I had a whole package get destroyed in the mail. Yeah. I don't want to get negative. I don't want to end my 2018 on a negative note, but on a positive side, when I took those envelopes into the library to make photocopies, oh my goodness, it must have been the color. It attracted attention that, you know, like I was sitting there making copies and a couple girls came up and they didn't even ask. They started rifling through them, looking at them. I guess they thought that the envelopes belonged to the library or something, you know, and they were admiring them. But it kind of, I don't want to say it insulted me, but I'm going, whoa, that's my mail you're going through. So, but they were admiring them, and that was the good thing. And then I took them to the post office, and the postal clerk, you know, was remarking over them. So when you send mail art, you're kind of taking a risk. Not only that you know, if you send it as a package, at least in the United States, you get a tracking number. But if you don't send it as a package, if you send it at first class mail, you're taking a risk that it's going to find the person. And it's just a risk you take with mail art. So, Mary sent you a message about wanting envelopes. Okay, Cheryl, I'll check it after chat. Jerry says, Tanya says, Jerry, you should have seen the last box of glass rods I ordered. It was in itty bitty pieces when I got it. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I know. I've sent things to Australia and to New Zealand. Like I've sent like little ATC cards. And the envelope, who was it we had for Nikki at Carson D. Cat's Life? We showered her for her birthday, I think. And I sent ATC cards, and she received it. The envelope had been opened. And I think they probably thought that those ATCs were maybe gift cards. And, you know, it kind of insults you in a way that, hey, don't open my mail. But, all right, I don't want to get negative about it, but I do want to say it is something that you have to consider when you're sending mail art, when you're even sending art through the mail. You have to consider that it may not find that person. So there was not a bubble left in the bubble wrap. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Yeah, I have never had this many people in my chat before. It's just completely blown my mind. I don't know how people like Barb Owen and Dee Dee and some of the people, very, very well, professional artists who, you know, you attract a large crowd. How you handle 200 people in your chat? I love you, though. I love you. I love you. Hi, Julie Topaz. Stream-a-thons will make people come. Yes, yes, they will. And I have to say, the Ustream gals who stream-a-thons, you guys, you're pros. You've streamed stream-a-thons for several years. This is my first time doing this, so I'm a newbie, and I'm going to make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes in my regular chats, but here's the thing about making mistakes. You learn from them. You learn from them. And a lot of the mistakes, a lot of things that happened to me, you know, you just got to recover and move on. And the same way with art. See, there's a lesson in there. The same way with art. You make a mistake in art, you just got to, if you can't fix it on what you're doing, you flip to the next page and you try again. You learn from it. There's life lessons in here. First time watching a stream-a-thon. I think last year I did not follow every stream because they were still on Ustream, I think, last year, weren't you? I think last year you were still on Ustream, and my phone was kind of quirky with Ustream. So I couldn't follow everyone. I caught a little of Dee Dee, but what I really enjoyed was Dee Dee streams, and then she puts all of hers on YouTube. I think she's been on YouTube for like 4 years. She can correct me if she's still in here, but she's been on YouTube for a long time. She's taken her streams and put them on YouTube. So, yeah. Yeah, Dee Dee. We love our Dee Dee Willingham. Actually, I love you all. I enjoy, like Aunt Beck. I follow Aunt Beck. I follow Tanya McGuire. I follow Lisa, My Eclectic Life. Recycled Parts for Art. So, and the Musical Scrapper. I wish I could watch videos all day long, but I can't. I can't. I don't get anything done if I do. 8 years streaming, Dee Dee says. See, she's a pro. I haven't even been on YouTube 8 years. Dee Dee has streamed for 8 years and 4 years on YouTube. But her 4 years on YouTube is she's put her streams on YouTube. So, and I'm really going to talk you up, Dee Dee. You are so inspirational. We love you. We learn a lot from you, and of course, I'm the Society of Idea Collector. That's what I enjoy on Dee Dee. Not that I don't enjoy anything else, because I do. I love to watch Dee Dee draw. I love to watch her book reviews, and I even like to listen to her talk. I just learn so much from her, and so. But I learn from all of you. I do. I learn from all of you. You come into my chats. You tell me the difference between a fox and a red panda, and a llama and a kangaroo. Oh, dear. Half of your message vanished. That's because you can only type in 400 characters, I think. Or is it 200? If you type in, if your message gets too long, it will vanish. Okay, well, let's go ahead and stamp this off and see what I got here. I'm just going to stamp it off on white paper. And let's see, I'll probably have to do some cleanup. I've got red and black. We'll see how this goes. Now, I was going to give this stamp away today, but I'm not going to risk. We've got too many people in here. I'm not going to risk it. Because all those numbers will scroll off the screen. Look, I can tell I've got to clean up before I even stamp it here. Let's clean some of this off. Let's clean some of this off. And I'll restamp. Sometimes you can't see it until you ink it. And if I give this stamp away, it will be the inked stamp. It won't be a fresh, clean stamp. But it will not be used 20 million times either. It'll be just from cleaning it up and stamping it off. Let's see. I'm just kind of cleaning out some of these spots here. Let's clean out some of this. Even before I stamp it off, I can see there's pieces that need to be cleaned out. All right, let's try this and see what I got. Oops. Let's turn this upside down. This is just a test. But I think I'll put it this way. This is generally how I stamp. I usually don't bother with putting my things on an acrylic block, because generally I don't do, well, I'm doing those cards, so I may mount that on an acrylic block. I have an acrylic block, I just generally don't use it. Oh, I needed more ink. Let's ink this up better. Let's try it again. I like the crowd. I think I want to round off some of their heads, though. I have to generally do 3 or 4 impressions and clean it up before I get it to how I like it. That's a little better. Let's bring it up closer to the screen so you can see it. So this is my first impression. I didn't have it inked in here. See, I inked a little. I have to put a little more pressure on this. But yeah, that's a crowd of people. Now, you could take another stamp. Like, this is a Christmas stamp. I'm sure this is Christmas. Let's see, it says, "May the bountiful blessings of this special season fill your home." That would be good for New Year's. So you could mix it up here. I'm just going to put it in here just to play around with it. Something like that. And do a card. Of course, not this part here, but if you're doing a card, you could stamp the crowd stamp and then do the verse or whatever up here. Let's try this again. I may go back in and clean up these heads a little bit more. They're not as round as I would like them. But I've just been... I do know that when I'm carving and I'm not streaming or doing something live, I generally go a little bit slower. I go a little bit slower and I spend a little bit more time, so I generally do a little bit better. You're going to have to forgive my hands. Like when I do my art, I get messy hands. I'm not getting this one inked too well on this side, but I think that's more of an ink thing. So let's take a look at chat. That was all I really planned to do today. I could talk about, well, I wanted to do those contests, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. I don't want to do all those, scrolling all those numbers and have them go off the screen. This is my 2018. This is my 2018. If you have not done a journal, now I have to say, I bought this journal in 2009 and I put it away. I put it away and because I was going to write all my memoirs in it. Let me scroll out a little more. I was going to write all my memoirs in this. I got 5 pages written of how I got my name. And I stopped. And I did not pick it up again until 2017 because I was watching Dee Dee Willingham, and she has a journal like this. I got one of those. It's packed away, and I dug it out in 2017, and I did a little in it, but then I put it away again. But then in 2018, right about in here, I started journaling again, and I pretty much have filled this up. I'm going to do my last pages here. Let's see. Here I was sketching off of Christmas videos. I like to sketch off of Christmas videos. One thing I like about videos and sketching off of videos now, this was you can stop them. You can stop the video and you can, you know, you've got their faces there. And then I write. I'm not going to show you all my writing, but here's where I did the elephants for Barb, or snow globe. And here's where I was planning out this New Year's stamp. This is what I kind of try to plan my live sessions of what I want to do. And then if I get them done, I check them off and I know what I didn't get done. And here's where I've been planning my card. I cut this out. I'm going to put it back in. I'm going to slip it right here. But this is what I do in my journals. I plan them. I was in a December daily. Sue Hiles has the December Anything Goes group on Facebook, and we had a swap of ATC coins, and I made a card for it. And I got into this doing fun faces, and this is a self-portrait fun face, but I got into cutting the edges, and I'm going to do more of this. I don't think I have my fun faces out here. I was going to work in it last week, but here's another stamp that I carved out. My journaling. Here I was playing with just collaging. Actually, somebody sent me this. You can't see it, but in here it's very textural. I think this is modeling paste in here. And then I was playing with collaging and doing my little scribbling, tatting thing. Mary's tatted scribble. I scribbled on the page and then I did my little tatting designs around it. Here's a travel bag. I packed a travel bag. I put pens and pencils, extra ink, cartridges, a plastic bag, towels, a magazine, scissors, journals, a glue stick, a book, a cell phone, a paintbrush and tape, and sketch paper. And I took my morning coffee, filled my travel bag, and I went out to the front porch. That's how, as far as I got, was to the front porch. And here's some irises that I was doing. In the springtime, and the peony budding peonies are here. I was fussy cutting. An eponym, E-P-O-N-Y-M, an eponym. I learned a new word that day. It was a person, place, or thing after whom or after which something is named or believed to be. So you name something after somebody else. Like this figure is named for a place of its manufacture in Greece. And that's what an eponym means. Here I was fussy cutting. Now I have to tell you, I was watching Dee Dee. I watched Dee Dee, and I was watching her do her circus poster. Her lemurs, L-E-M-U-R-S, her circus poster. And when she fussy cut, she cut out a figure like this, but instead of fussy cutting it like this and going right to the edge, she painted out. And what a neat technique, Dee Dee. I'm going to learn from that, because you can see I just tore here, but I could have painted all of this out. And she defined that figure by painting out the negative space, doing the reverse collage. Now, I picked up Dee Dee's reverse collage, but I've never really done it with my fussy cuts. So I learn a lot from Dee Dee. Meri, you make me want to try everything, Melinda says. You know, this is just one of my journals. This is really my journal that I do personal journaling in. But I don't do, you know, when you do personal journaling, you do more than writing. You know, especially if you're into mixed media. See, I do have writing in here. It's mixed up. But next year, I wanted to get another journal like this, but there are journals like this, but I'm not close to a bookstore, and I didn't want to order it online. And this is really, it's a nice size, but I need something just a little bigger. And what I wanted, and what I looked online for, they call them dual pages, where they have, let me open up to a page here. I don't want to show you my journaling. Like this, like they'll have lined on one side and blank on the other. I think they call them dual pages. And there are dual page journals out there, but they're not the size that I wanted. And so I'm going to make my own inserts. I've already bought the paper, and I buy the 11 by 17 size, and I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to have a lined page, a grid page, and a blank page. A lined page, a grid page, and a blank page. And I was watching somebody work on black paper. I'm going to throw some black paper in there in my signatures. I'm going to hopefully order a custom keeper from Shannon, a larger prime one. And that's how I'm going to do my 2019 journal. So I have the paper out, but I don't want to go dig it out. But that's kind of where I'm going. Maybe I'll work on that a little today. Let's see. Here's something. I never really showed this in a video, but I cut out of a book various sentences, and then I was playing with illustrating them. But my illustrations aren't that great, so I never really did anything with it. But I play around with it. This was of a boy. I think the story was about a poor boy, and he was on a boat, like in the 1890s, and he met this rich girl and her cat. Here he's loading into the boat. He was about to start on a voyage across the sea. It was loaded with goods which would be sold in lands far away. Something about, get your cat, my lad, we'll send her out on the ship. She may bring you, not only did she give that little boy some coins, she gave him her cat. And with tears in his eyes, poor Dick carried down to the ship and gave her to the captain. But little Alice felt sorry for him and gave him some money too, and the cat. So this was a story that I was just playing with drawing. I was reading the sentences, and then I was just kind of sketching out. It's a fun exercise. Here I was mowing the lawn this summer. I haven't mowed the lawn for years and years and years. I used to mow my parents' lawn, but they didn't have, my brother has an electric mower that's kind of self-propelled. Well, my parents' lawnmower was not self-propelled, but you push down on this handle and the lawnmower takes off. And here I'm holding on for dear life onto this lawnmower. So I had to illustrate it here. And here I voted in the primaries. I got my little I voted sticker. This is me going to the polls and voting. Here's little Maisie. Maisie's my little inner child. She's kind of shows up in a lot of my art. She's kind of an ornery little gal, but she's fun to illustrate. Here she says, I picked you some pretty flowers, and she went out and picked dandelions. And here is where one of my resolutions, I keep telling the gals that watch my streams that I really don't do resolutions, but I'm going to do one for 2019. Mailing. I overwhelm myself with swaps and getting things out to people. And then I get backlogged. And then I start feeling guilty because I didn't get everything mailed when I said I would. So I'm catching up. I still have another mailing. I wanted to get it done by today, but I still have one more mailing that I need to do. And, but here, way back in May, I go, oh no, I did it again. I painted myself into a corner. And here's a caricature of me, and here's the corner. And I paint myself into corners. I overcommit. And that is really my resolution for 2019, is not to overcommit. Not to say that I'm going to do things that I cannot possibly get done until I have something else done. When I've cleared my desk and I'm ready to move on, then I can move on. But Meri doesn't do that. She never clears her desk. So she's got this going and this going and this going and this going. So that's what that's my resolution for 2019, is to not overcommit, especially when I mail things out. And here I was playing with carving with the X-Acto knife. In March, we did this doodle challenge, and I doodled with the X-Acto knife. And here, I don't know how much you can see it, but this is actually cut out of the page. This was raindrops, and I just cut little raindrops out of my journal page. And it really is kind of fun because it shows the color behind. And this was just, I had put gold paint on here, and I closed the page. And that's all this is over here. And I just left it because I liked it. More journaling. I was playing with some stencils there. This was a redone page. I'm not completely happy with it, but I left it. It says, if you don't think every day is a good day, just try missing one. Just try going out without the day if you don't think it is so good. And here I've got a calendar, painty papers. I was playing with collaging some painty papers in. Here I'm doing journaling. This one was fun. This one, I have a window right in front of my desk and the light streams in. And I had my scissors sitting on my desk, and the light was making shadows on my scissors here. So, and it came across my book. So I actually traced, this is actually the shadow that fell on my book. And I just traced along that shadow that morning. And then I did I actually traced the scissors out here too. And then I drew my coffee. But I have tracing shadows on my desk. So that's kind of what I do in my journals. Here, I hope she doesn't mind if I show this. Vicki Ross does a lot of faces and sketches, beautiful portraits, if you haven't found Vicki Ross. But she was sketching some portraits in one of her videos, and she had it out there, so I sketched along with Vicki Ross that day. These are some portraits that she was sketching, and I did 2 or 3 of them while she was doing hers. I don't think she's seen these. I hope she doesn't mind if I show them, because everybody's seen them now. These are from her video. If you haven't found Vicki Ross, it's VICKIROSS. A very talented artist. Let's see. I think I can... This is just where I was playing with Becky's snow globe. This is another one of Vicki Ross's sketches that I was doing right along with her. While she was sketching, I was sketching. So here's a Christmas card that I put in. I'm playing with designing my, here's the Society of Idea Collector snow globe that went to Dee Dee. I sketched it in my book here first, and I worked off of this sketch. Here's some ice skates that are at our local post office. I'm going to do those in a snow globe. Here's where I'm planning out another, this was the potato snow globe that went to Mark. This was the snow globe that went to Janet, little Maisie shaking the presents. Here's where I'm designing my stamps. This was the 2018 one. 2019's over here, in here. Here's the elephant one that I did for Barb. So that's how I use my book, my journal. And sometimes I even cut out of it, but I'm going to put my card back in here. And then I wanted to fill it all up this year, but I still got all this to do. But I started at the back, and I started gluing in my leftovers from the back, and I'm working forward. And this is just all scrap. I call it leftovers from projects. This is like a collage scrapbook. And I'm working from back to the front because I want to fill up these pages, and I'm just going to collage scraps in it. So here's a stamp that I carved, scissor stamp that I carved. This is Society of Idea Collectors. This is where I was working out my tabs. I'm going to use my tabs again this year. I didn't use them so much in 2018. But yeah, I love my maps and Society of Idea Collectors. Dee Dee Willingham got me started on that. Bingo cards from Jeri Bellini, Recycle Parts for Art. These are some die cuts. So, what's going on in chat? You could fill pages with ideas for next year. Well, you could, couldn't you? You know, I could put some lists in here too. I might copy that what to do with a blank sheet of paper. I might copy those down in here. And we've done several lists in my live streams. I get such good ideas from you, but I copy them down in my composition book, and then the pages get scattered around, and I need to put them in here. I think you guys, we did a list for snow globes. We did a list. We did, I think you did a list for little stamps. I was going to do Easter seal or Christmas seal stamps. I got a list from my live stream from that. So yeah, and I could do a list of ideas for 2019 in here. That's a good idea, Aunt Bet. All right, let's look at chat. Sherry Lynn says, Happy New Year. Lovely. I call her Lovely because I can't pronounce her last name. Malaya, Happy New Year. Mark says, I love my globe. I still have to have you make a potato stamp. All right, Mark. I'll put it on my list to make Mark a potato stamp. I'm getting pretty talented at doing those potatoes, Mark. Yeah, Vicky Ross, yes. Yeah, Vicky has got quite a life story, but she's very talented artist. Beth Schuller's in the house. Let's see, I'm kind of going through chat here. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Lynn. More doodles? You guys like the doodles? We started to do doodle prompts. A doodle pick 10 on my Friday night sessions. I kind of like to mix it up with the other pick 10s though, because when you doodle, you're mostly drawing or sketching. And when you do the regular pick 10s, you're stenciling, you're adding color, you're doing a variety of things. So I like to mix the doodle pick 10s up with the mixed media pick 10s. Thank you, Cheryl. Mark says, Yeah, she's talking. I think she's talking about. He's talking about Dee Dee. Dee Dee's art and stamps. Dee Dee has a lot to share. She's my inspiration. She's probably getting ready to go live. Now, this clock, my clock here is a little fast. Let's see how much time do I have left here. I got to look at my clock. It's 7:39. I've got about 5 minutes left in here. So I'm going to thank everybody for coming. Thank you for putting up with my bad connection, internet connection. And I wish the contest would have gone a little bit better, but I have to tell you, it shows that I have 100 people in chat. I have never had 100 people in chat. Never. Thank you all for coming. I did not realize that those numbers would scroll right off the screen. So I'll go back through the chat replay, and I was going to do that other contest for these, but I'm going to hold it for, I'll probably do maybe one in my Thursday morning live and one in my Friday night live, and we'll figure out the other one. So I want to wish you all a Happy New Year. It's already hit in Australia. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming around the world. Let's see what's going on here in chat. This is how I read chat. It's off of my old phone. Kimberly says, thank you for a good start today. Wishing you a happy and healthy new year. You too, Kimberly. And Linda. Oh, yeah, do not forget, Linda scrolled the link to the Musical Scrapper to her blog, which has a schedule of everybody who's streaming in the Stream-a-thon today. So go check it out. Support the channels. I can't wait to watch. I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to be painting envelopes all day today is what I have planned. Hi, Bay. Is it Bay? B-E-A? I call you B. B-E-A in my world is B. B has a really interesting channel, too. If you see her icon there, go click on her little 3 dots. Visit her channel. She's been doing some fascinating art. Are you doing fireworks, Aunt Beck? We're saying Happy New Year. Thank you all for coming. Bev says, have a great day, everyone. I'm off to bed as it's the wee hours of the morning in Australia. Happy New Year, Bev. Quiet ones, the quiet fireworks. Do your kitty cats get scared of the fireworks, or do they tolerate them, Aunt Beck? Thank you all for coming. Hi, Felicia. Thank you. I was off to a rough start this morning. And I'm amazed there's 108, 109, 110 people in here. I've never had that many people in a chat. I don't know what to do with you all. I should have planned better. All I know to say is Happy New Year. Oh, dear. Whoops, got to go down to my chat. I'm waiting for 7. See, my clock here says 7:45, but it's really, I got 3 minutes left here. So I usually close out by telling you all to have a great day. Take care of yourself. Take care of your pets. Take care of your family. Take care of your community. And go do some art. And I'm going to end it by saying, again, Happy New Year to everybody. And check out the Musical Scrapper. Check out her blog. Do some streaming today. I'm going to go ahead and end. Happy New Year to everybody. Go get some coffee. Bye.